David was 51 years old when his 28-year-old son asked him a question that shattered him. They were at the gym together, father and son workout, something they'd been doing for years. David used to outlift his son, used to push harder, go longer, recover faster. Not anymore. His son noticed David struggling with weights he used to handle easily, saw him taking longer rest breaks, breathing harder, looking exhausted after just 30 minutes. And then, in the locker room, his son said it. "Dad, are you okay? You seem, tired all the time, like really worn out." David laughed it off, made a joke about getting old, said something about needing more coffee. But inside, he was dying. Because his son was right. And David knew it wasn't just the gym. It was everything. He was tired when he woke up, tired at work, tired when he got home, tired when his wife reached for him at night, which she'd stopped doing months ago because she could feel his disinterest. Not that he wasn't interested. He loved his wife, found her beautiful, wanted her, but his body wouldn't cooperate. The desire was there in his mind, but nothing below the waist responded, like the connection between his brain and his body had been severed. And the worst part, the absolute worst part, he'd catch himself staring at other men, not sexually, but with envy. Younger guys at work who had that energy, that confidence, that presence. Men in their 40s who still looked vital and strong and alive. David looked in the mirror and saw a ghost, a shell, a man who was fading away at 51 when he should still be in his prime. His beard was thinning. His muscle mass was disappearing even though he was working out. His belly was growing even though he was eating less. And his sex drive? Gone. Completely gone. He'd wake up and there would be nothing. No morning erection, no spontaneous desire throughout the day, no response even when he tried to force it. His wife stopped wearing lingerie, stopped trying to seduce him, started going to bed earlier, turning away from him, creating distance. They didn't talk about it. That's the thing about this kind of failure. It's too shameful to speak out loud. So they both pretended everything was fine while their marriage slowly died. David went to his doctor, a routine physical, blood work, the whole thing. The doctor looked at his testosterone levels and said, "Yeah, you're a bit low, but that's normal for your age. We could try hormone replacement therapy if you want, but it's expensive and has risks." Normal for your age. Those 4 words haunted David for weeks, because he didn't feel normal. He felt broken, defeated, like his body had betrayed him and there was nothing he could do about it. He started researching online. Testosterone boosters, supplements, diet changes, exercise protocols, everything promised results. Nothing delivered. He tried zinc supplements, vitamin D, fenugreek, ashwagandha. Spent hundreds of dollars on pills that did absolutely nothing. He cut sugar, cut carbs, started intermittent fasting, lost weight but felt even worse, weaker, more exhausted. He tried sleeping more, tried sleeping less, tried meditation, tried cold showers, nothing worked. And with each failed attempt, his hope died a little more. He started avoiding his friends, especially the ones who talked about their sex lives, who made jokes about keeping up with their wives, who still had that masculine energy David used to have. He felt like less of a man, like he was becoming invisible, irrelevant, old, at 51. His father was still going strong at 75, still had energy, still had confidence, still had presence. What the hell was wrong with David? He didn't know, but he was about to find out. Because the problem wasn't his age, it wasn't genetics, it wasn't inevitable decline. The problem was something he was doing every single morning without realizing it was destroying his testosterone production. Something so common, so automatic, so seemingly harmless that he never questioned it. Something 87% of men over 40 do every single day, thinking it's healthy, thinking it's normal, thinking it's helping them, but it's not helping. It's killing them. Slowly, silently, systematically shutting down their hormonal system. And the worst part, the medical establishment knows. Urologists know, endocrinologists know. They just don't tell you because there's no profitable treatment for something you can fix yourself for free. David discovered this by accident, and when he stopped doing this one thing, everything changed. Within 3 weeks, his energy came back. Within 5 weeks, his morning erections returned. Within 2 months, his wife was looking at him differently, touching him again, smiling at him the way she used to. His testosterone levels went from 320 nanograms per deciliter to 580 nanograms per deciliter in 90 days. No injections, no prescription drugs, no expensive therapy, just one simple change. But before I tell you what it is, I need you to do something. If this story sounds familiar, if you recognize yourself in David's struggle, if you're tired of feeling tired, click the like button right now, not later, now. Because YouTube is suppressing this information. They don't want you to know about natural solutions that don't make pharmaceutical companies money. And subscribe to this channel. Turn on notifications. Because what I'm about to share in the next few minutes could save your marriage, your confidence, and your manhood. Leave a comment right now saying, "I'm reclaiming my testosterone." Write it. Commit to it. Make it real. Do it now. The thing David was doing every morning that was destroying his testosterone, he was drinking coffee on an empty stomach. Wait, don't leave. I know that sounds ridiculous. Everyone drinks coffee in the morning. How could that be the problem? But here's what your doctor didn't tell you. When you drink coffee first thing in the morning, before eating anything, it triggers a massive cortisol spike. Cortisol is your stress hormone, and cortisol is testosterone's mortal enemy. When cortisol goes up, testosterone goes down. It's a biological seesaw, and the timing matters. First thing in the morning is when your body is naturally producing testosterone. That's why healthy men wake up with erections. Morning is testosterone time. But when you slam coffee into an empty stomach at 6 a.m., you flood your system with cortisol right when your body is trying to produce testosterone. You're literally shutting down your hormonal production at the exact moment it should be peaking. Do this every single day for years, your testosterone production gets chronically suppressed. Your adrenal glands become exhausted from constantly pumping out cortisol. Your body starts thinking you're under constant threat, so it prioritizes survival hormones over sex hormones. Testosterone drops, energy crashes, libido disappears, and you blame age. You accept it as inevitable. But it's not age. It's cortisol dominance triggered by a habit you thought was harmless. David stopped drinking coffee on an empty stomach, started eating breakfast first, then having coffee 90 minutes later. Within 2 weeks, he noticed a difference. Better energy, better mood, better sleep. Within a month, his morning erections were back. But he didn't stop there, because he learned something else during his research. Even if you fix the cortisol problem, you still need to support your body's ability to produce testosterone and convert it into usable forms. That's where most men fail. They fix one thing, but ignore the bigger picture. David found a protocol that addressed both issues, the cortisol problem and the testosterone production problem. It's called the salt trick, and it changed everything. The salt trick isn't about adding more salt to your food. It's about using specific mineral compounds to support the enzymatic processes that produce and activate testosterone. David learned this from a research paper published by European endocrinologists studying male hormonal decline. They discovered that men with optimal testosterone levels had something in common: higher levels of trace minerals, particularly magnesium, zinc, and boron. But not just any form of these minerals. Chelated forms bound to amino acids for maximum absorption. And when combined with unrefined mineral salts, like Himalayan pink salt, the absorption rate tripled. Why does this matter? Because testosterone production is an enzymatic process. Your body needs specific minerals to convert cholesterol into testosterone. Without adequate minerals, the conversion fails. You can have all the raw materials, but without the right enzymes, nothing happens. It's like having lumber and nails, but no hammer. You're not building anything. Most men over 40 are mineral deficient. Modern soil is depleted. Processed foods are stripped of nutrients. Stress depletes minerals faster than diet can replace them. So even if you're eating well, you're probably still deficient in the exact minerals your body needs to produce testosterone. David started supplementing with magnesium glycinate, zinc picolinate, and boron. Added a 1/4 teaspoon of Himalayan pink salt to his morning water. The change was noticeable within days. He felt calmer, slept deeper, woke up more refreshed. But the real transformation happened when he added the second part of the protocol, because minerals support testosterone production. But they don't help if your body can't use the testosterone it produces. Most of the testosterone in your blood is bound to proteins. It's inactive, useless. just floating around doing nothing. Only free testosterone, the unbound form, can actually do anything. Build muscle, increase libido, give you energy, and guess what? Reduces free testosterone more than anything else. Insulin resistance. When your blood sugar is chronically elevated, your body produces more sex hormone-binding globulin, which binds to testosterone and makes it inactive. The more insulin-resistant you are, the less free testosterone you have, even if your total testosterone levels look okay on a blood test. This is why guys with decent total testosterone still feel like crap, because it's all bound up, unavailable. David wasn't diabetic. But like most American men over 40, he was insulin resistant. Years of high-carb diets, irregular eating, stress, and poor sleep had wrecked his insulin sensitivity. He needed to fix that to unlock his testosterone. He started intermittent fasting, not some extreme protocol, just skipping breakfast and eating his first meal at noon. This gave his body 16 hours daily to lower insulin levels and improve insulin sensitivity. He also cut out processed carbs, bread, pasta, sugary snacks. Replaced them with protein, healthy fats, and vegetables. Within 3 weeks, he'd lost 12 pounds. But more importantly, he felt different, sharper, clearer, more energetic. His libido started coming back, not all at once, but gradually. Morning erections became regular again. He started noticing his wife in that way again. She noticed too. One night, about 6 weeks into his protocol, she came to bed wearing something he hadn't seen in over a year, lingerie. She didn't say anything, just looked at him, waited to see if he'd respond. And for the first time in months, he did. His body worked, fully, reliably, like he was 35 again. She cried afterward, told him she thought they'd lost that forever, told him she'd been scared to try because she didn't want to make him feel worse. David held her and realized how close he'd come to losing everything. Not just his sex life, his marriage, his confidence, his identity as a man, all because of a morning coffee habit and mineral deficiencies. But he also realized something else. Most men would never figure this out. They'd keep suffering in silence, keep accepting decline, keep thinking it was just age. They'd spend thousands on testosterone replacement therapy with needles and side effects and dependency. Or they'd take those little blue pills that cost a fortune and only treat the symptom, not the cause. When the real solution was so simple, it almost seemed insulting. Stop drinking coffee on an empty stomach. Fix your mineral levels. Improve your insulin sensitivity. That's it, David told his friends, his brother, his coworkers, anyone who would listen. Most were skeptical. Some tried it halfway and quit. But the ones who actually followed through, they all came back with the same report. It works. Not overnight, not like magic, but consistently, predictably, if you actually do it. But David found one more piece to the puzzle that made everything even better. He discovered there was a specific formula designed to combine all the minerals and compounds needed to support natural testosterone production and blood flow. Something that addressed everything at once. The cortisol management, the mineral support, the insulin sensitivity, the nitric oxide production for proper blood flow. A complete protocol in one supplement. That formula is what's known as the salt trick method, and it's been changing lives for thousands of men just like David. His testosterone levels climbed even higher when he added it. His energy was through the roof. His workouts improved, his recovery improved, his sleep improved, and his sex life, better than it had been in a decade. His wife joked that she'd created a monster, but she wasn't complaining. David went from barely being able to perform once a month to being ready whenever she was. Sometimes twice in a night, at 51 years old, because his body was finally getting what it needed to function properly. No drugs, no injections, no weird protocols, just fixing the things that were broken, removing the things that were hurting him, adding the things his body was missing. Simple, effective, sustainable, and completely ignored by mainstream medicine, because there's no money in telling men to change their coffee timing and take minerals. There's only money in selling them prescriptions they'll need forever. But you don't need prescriptions. You need information, and now you have it. David is 54 now, 3 years into his protocol, still going strong. His testosterone levels have stabilized at 620 nanograms per deciliter. His energy is consistent. His muscle mass is back, his confidence is unshakable, his marriage is better than it's ever been. Not just sexually, though that's great, but emotionally. They're connected again, present with each other, laughing together. His son noticed the change, asked him what he was doing differently. David told him everything: the coffee timing, the minerals, the intermittent fasting, the complete salt trick protocol. His son started following the same approach, even though he's only 31. Because why wait until you're broken to start taking care of yourself? That's the lesson David wishes he'd learned 20 years ago. You don't have to wait until you're struggling to fix the things that are slowly destroying you. But if you are struggling right now, if you recognize yourself in David's story, if you're tired of feeling like a shell of the man you used to be, you need to understand something. This isn't complicated, but it does require knowing the exact steps. Step 1. Stop drinking coffee on an empty stomach. Eat breakfast first, or at least wait until mid-morning when your cortisol naturally drops. Step 2. Support your mineral levels. Magnesium, zinc, boron, daily, consistently. Step 3. Improve insulin sensitivity. Intermittent fasting and cutting processed carbs are the fastest ways. Step 4. Understand how the complete salt trick protocol works to restore everything at once. David spent months piecing this together, buying separate supplements, testing doses, making mistakes. But there's a better way. In the next video, I'm going to break down exactly how the salt trick works at a biological level, what compounds are involved, how they interact, why the timing matters, and where to find the exact formula David used to go from broken to thriving. The link to that video is in the description below and pinned in the comments. Watch it next. Don't wait, because every day you delay is another day of hormonal decline, another day of cortisol dominance, another day of your relationship deteriorating while you accept it as normal. It's not normal, and you don't have to accept it. David didn't. Thousands of other men didn't. In the salt trick video, you'll see the complete breakdown, the science, the protocol, the exact supplement formula that combines everything. No guessing, no piecing it together, just the complete system that works. Click the link in the description or the pinned comment right now. Watch the salt trick video next. Your wife is waiting, not with judgment, not with impatience, just waiting for the man she married to come back. Be that man again. The next video has everything you need. Click it now.